core plank of the GOP's new healthcare plan seems to be women like to shop. As you just heard, GOP Senator Roger Marshall sang. And we'll get to the new details in a moment, but let it never be said that we took him out of context. Here is the rest of what he was sketching out.
Do you see that there's going to be any kind of bipartisan support for this, of actually letting people make decisions rather than government make it for them?
You know, I really, really do. Now, we're not going to see it here in December. December is going to be, I'm going to call it a showboat. But in January, we hope to have a bipartisan package. We're doing what you said. Rather than giving that $150 billion to big insurance companies, let's give it to consumers. Put it in their hands, couple that with price tags. And then if we allowed association plans to be sold across state lines, then a Costco or Amazon could offer some type of an association healthcare plan and have that bargaining power of a big group of people as well. So there are solutions out there, but it all starts with empowering patients, giving them price tags, giving them choices.
So what they're talking about is people buying their own health insurance plan in like a marketplace of sorts. Interesting concept.
Please make it explicit for people watching. That is what Obamacare is.
Exactly. Yes.
That is the exact same thing.
People making decisions. Good Lord.
That's how it works. That is just how it works.
Yeah. That's in addition to other regulations like, you can't deny people based on pre-existing conditions, a great thing that didn't exist until the Affordable Care Act. And there's subsidies to help lower the cost. It's not a perfect system, but it is a better one than we had before it. That they want to get rid of it. And they want to pump more and more money into big corporations that have no business meddling in your healthcare, because there is an incentive for them to deny claims. If you want Costco or Amazon making your healthcare decisions, I think you're crazy. But Senator Marshall chose not to share many details, of course, because they wouldn't be great. One of his colleagues, Bill Cassidy, explained what they're working on. Cassidy has explained to reporters that the emerging GOP plan would entail Americans using existing ACA tax credits, not the enhanced subsidies that are set to lapse at the end of the year, to purchase high deductible bronze plans on the insurance marketplace. HSA funding from the federal government would then help enrollees cover out-of-pocket costs. HSA funds generally cannot be used to cover monthly premiums. Under the recently enacted Trump GOP budget law, tax-advantaged HSAs are now available to everyone who buys a bronze plan on the ACA marketplace. Now, we have to note, the average deductible for a bronze plan is $7,476 in 2026. You have to pay out of pocket before they even kicks in. What's the point? Now, why are they pushing forward this half-baked healthcare plan now? Because they're running out of time to block extending the ACA subsidies without any alternative fix. Some Senate Republicans are expressing frustration that their conference hasn't been able to unify behind a healthcare plan ahead of a vote next week on a Democratic proposal to extend health insurance premium subsidies that will expire in January. The GOP has no consensus on how to proceed on the issue, which may spur a group of Republican senators to cross the aisle next week and vote for a Democratic bill to extend the subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. Brett, I feel like we have this fight all the time in Congress. It's something's about to expire. There's some sort of component. There's some component of the ACA that's set to lapse or expire. Republicans insist they've got a better alternative, and all it is just the marketplace with Trump's name stamped on it and higher prices. What do you think?
Yeah, like it's the dumbest. It's the dumbest. And even now, like today, from what I saw one thing indicating Trump's like, yeah, maybe we should just like kind of put a moratorium on the hikes to the premiums and maybe keep it going a little longer with the subsidies. That's the point. That's what the Democrats were saying. He just wants his name on it like a child wants his name on a backpack. Meanwhile, people are dying. Like, Our system, this system that they're outlining, other thing you need to know about this is Trump has said that the healthcare plan of Trump Care is coming in 2 weeks. But the problem with that is he said it during his first administration. So he has had literally longer than any president besides FDR, since FDR, and we had term limits essentially, to get this in place. Like, he still hasn't come up with it because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything other than having his name on it. Now, the fascinating thing is, like, eventually these guys just invent what we proposed because they know that our ideas are better. They just have to hide the fact. They have to take a long time to erase our name from the paper and write their name over it. Like, that's what's happening. It's insane. I don't know how else to really react to this other than to say, like, dude, like, other countries have better systems than all of this. They just handle it. If you really care about how expensive this is, have them open their books. Price tags are one thing, and I understand it's possible that Amazon might like do it, but you're just essentially inventing another insurance company. That's the other plan. Oh, Amazon will have like a thing where they can go and offer some like that's an insurance. That's a private insurance company. And what's worse is if they end up winning, then that's another thing that Amazon is in charge of. That's fewer companies in America if they get in charge of this stuff. And that's a bad thing. That is an oligopoly of like 4 companies in charge of everything in America. Like, that's bad. And that's worse. It hurts small businesses. It hurts consumers when that happens. That is a very big problem with capitalism is you have these companies that lose money, corner an economy, and then raise their prices. Hence, like, that's why Ubers are so expensive now.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry.
Look, they can say they've got a better alternative. They, just like the corporate Democrats, take money from the health insurance companies. They are never going to do anything that benefits you. They're going to do something. They're going to preserve a system that allows your money to flow into private health insurance companies. And now Costco and Amazon potentially want to get in on the mix. Amazon's already trying to creep into the healthcare space. You have to ask yourself, do you want a giant corporation meddling in your health insurance decisions and your healthcare decisions, not your insurance? There's a better system. Every developed country has it. We, for some reason, have deluded ourselves into thinking it's impossible and it can't happen here. Other people, you talk to Canadians, talk to people in Britain, talk to people throughout Europe, they love it. They love not having to worry about going into medical debt and spiraling into bankruptcy if a catastrophic accident happens to them, or one of their family members, God forbid, gets cancer. They don't have to worry about that. Only we do. But, well, as Roger Marshall said, women love to shop, so maybe that's our solution.